So today I am making a sweet potato pie, and I might have trouble um, seeing all the comments. Hello, Julie. Hello, Bob, Kathy, Susan, Carol. Oh, already got several people in here. Well, anyway, thanks for everybody for coming in. We whisk you a Merry Christmas. We whisk you a Merry Christmas. We whisk you a Merry Christmas. Isn't that cute? I like that thing. I didn't come up with it, but I think it's cute. So anyway, on with the show. If you haven't been following me or subscribe to me, please do so. I'm going live every day in December to try to, gain more subscribers and go into 2026 on a good note, on an upswing. Hopefully I can get to the point where I can rely on Substack as my main source of income. But we'll see if that happens. So I'm wearing one of my Christmas hats today, a Christmas apron. I don't know if you can tell, but it's got a bunch of red and green, different types of Christmas trees. I'm also wearing my Grinch boxers, which you can't see. You don't need to see those, right? All right. Anyway, we're going to start with the pie crust. Now the recipe I have is for a double pie crust. For mainly for fruit pies, usually use two pie crusts, top and bottom. But for sweet potato pie and things like chocolate pie, pecans, pumpkin, anything with meringue on top, you only need the bottom crust. So I'm going to be I'll give you the recipe for the double one, but I'm going to be making I'm going to mix up a single one, if that makes sense. Maybe it'll make sense as I go along. All right, now that I'll leave that there for now. Okay, so we're starting off with flour. We're doing 1 1/4 cup of flour, but for the half recipe, it's 5/8 of a cup. So I guess, if you're watching this one and write down the recipe, you can either do it for the double or the single. 1 1/4 cups for a double crust, 5/8 of a cup for a single. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. All right. Then we also need, depending on what you're going to do, a 1/2 cup of sugar for the double crust. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Margaret. 1/2 cup sugar or 1/4 cup of sugar for the single crust pie, which is what I'm doing. So 1/4 cup sugar. A 1/4 teaspoon of salt for the single crust. Oh, whoops. I had the spoon turned upside down. Oh my gosh. Spoon doesn't work very well when it's upside down, just in case you didn't know that. Let's see. So we've got the flour, sugar, and salt. That's all we need for the dry ingredients. And let me move my Christmas tree. Isn't it pretty though? Isn't that cool? It's a canister. Oh yeah, I did put something in it. So you can use a whisk. We whisk you a Merry Christmas. You can use the whisk to stir up the dry ingredients, kind of break up any lumps of flour or whatever. That's all we need for that. Then butter. We're doing for the double crust, you would need a full stick, but I'm doing a single crust. So obviously doing half a stick of butter for that. And you just chop it up in little pieces, cube it, however you want to look at it. Doesn't need to be even or anything. Just chop it up in little pieces. Oh, why am I not doing this in front of the camera? I've got this 2-camera system going. Oh yeah, thank you for the hearts. By the way, if you could click the heart button, because from what I've heard, it's kind of alerts the algorithm and like puts it out there for more people to see or something. I'm not a technical genius. I don't know what all these things do. I just hear this from other people and just believe it. I mean, it's not gonna hurt anything if you push the heart button. It's not like it's very hard. You just need to use this little finger. Just press the heart button. I had trouble with that when I came on Substack from Medium. On Medium, people seem to press the heart button or the like button on there a lot more. And coming here, I had to get used to that because people don't always click the like on your post. But even though it gets like tons of views, they might not, click the like button a lot. All right, so just oh yeah, we got this camera thing here. So just little chunks of butter. Doesn't matter, if they're all the same size or anything like that. So toss those into your flour mixture. I don't think I'm going to need this for a while. Oh, I was going to put this out here. I forgot. My friend gave me this card for Christmas. I'm going to give you a little quiz. We're going to try this. Front of the card, as you can see, I'm not Santa. What do you think the inside says? All right, we'll come back to that. Once you put the butter in there, you can either use like a pastry cutter or a fork or something. We wish you a Merry Christmas is officially yours. Oh, thank you, Lucid Hex. So, oh yeah, use a pastry cutter or a fork and chop it up in there. I'm not going to use that. I'm going to just use my hands because it's a lot easier. Because you're eventually going to use your hands anyway when you're working with the dough and whatnot. So, I think it's just a lot easier. So you can just kind of work the butter, just kind of squeeze the pieces. I freeze my butter and it's a lot easier to work with. Because if you get it too soft, it's just going to be too squishy. But if you freeze it, it's gonna stay fairly solid, and that'll create some. It'll make the pie crust um, flakier. Ugh, couldn't think of the word. I hate that. Times I just cannot think of the word I want. It's just right there at the top of my brain. Yeah, Nikki says I love to bake and I use my hands. I do very often use my hands because it's just easier. And you can always wash your hands after. I mean, you should wash your hands beforehand also, but you can always wash your hands afterward. It's not like it's gonna ruin your skin or anything like that. Just get them messy and then wash them afterwards. It's not a big deal. But yes, wash them beforehand too, especially if you're serving to other people. Now, you all probably don't care because you're not going to eat this. I don't know who's going to eat this. Actually, I may have to eat it all myself. I don't know. Can't really see this in this camera, but the bowl's too tall. That's all right. I really need a better system to hold my phone and my tablet and things like that. Best tool you have, your hands, Dennis says. Yes, that's true. You can do so much with your hands. So anyway, you work the butter in until it's you crumble it up and until it looks like coarse sand, basically. All right. So crumbling up, crumble up, crumble up. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Can you see? Oh, yeah, maybe you can see this. You see how it looks in your other screen? It's basically kind of looks like sand, like when you go to the beach and the sand may be a little wet. So anyway, there you go. Once you do that, we're going to add, for mine, I'm adding 3 tablespoons of heavy cream. But if you're if you're making a double crust, which I usually do, it would obviously be twice that, which is 6 tablespoons. But I'm doing 3. 1, 2, and 3. All right, there's that. And then a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, or 1 tablespoon if you're making double crust. I'm not going to measure it. I'm just going to put what I think looks like half a teaspoon. There we are. Now, with the wet ingredients, I am going to use. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, I've got it over here. I am going to use a spatula to kind of mix up the cream into the dry stuff, just until it gets kind of mixed in, just so my hands don't get too wet and sticky. All right, and mix it until it just comes together. You don't want to mix it too much, or it's going to be like rubbery, and it's not going to your crust isn't going to turn out as flaky as you want it. Um. Oh, your phone keeps dropping off, Nikki. Well, I'm sorry. Okay. Ugh. All right. Oh, he fell out. I did clean my counter. All right. So then just kind of gather up the dough. Um, Can't really see it very well. Just kind of gather it up in a ball, roll it around in the bowl to get all the pieces. Okay. I'm just going to make it into a little ball. Roll around a little more. Get some of these bits. I don't like to waste anything, so I want to get it all in there. All right. So I've got it in a ball. Then you just kind of flatten it. Use the palms of your hands to kind of flatten it a little bit into a thick disc, basically. You can kind of see that, I think. Where's the camera lens? Oh, there it is. Mm. Hmm. It's so weird trying to use these camera angles because they're backwards. When I point this way, like not the same as what I'm seeing. I don't know. It's not a mirror on. You know what I mean? Anyway, so kind of pat into a fat disc, and then get a piece of Saran wrap because it needs to chill. Just chill. I keep forgetting I've got this other camera sometimes. All right. So just put it on your Saran wrap, wrap it up, and chill the dough for at least an hour. We're not going to sit around here and wait for an hour. Don't worry. So the reason I made just the single crust is because I made another single crust about an hour and a half ago, or maybe a couple hours. I don't know. But I already made a one crust and put it in the fridge so it would be chilled and ready to go for the live. So I'm going to put this in the fridge, and then I'm going to roll it out and put it in a aluminum pie tin and freeze it so I can use it sometime later for another pie. So I would always recommend making the double one and splitting it into. You can always freeze one and you have it ready to go for another pie sometime later. Okay. I'm going to wash my hands after they've got all that dough on them. And I still have my earbuds so I can still talk while I'm doing this. Um, so then the next step is we're going to be making the filling for the pie. Maybe. I'm going to check on the sweet potatoes. So this recipe calls for 2 pounds of sweet potatoes or 1.5 cups. But I don't know. I weighed out the sweet potatoes and it was like I had like a little over a pound, like pound and a half. And it looked like it was going to be uh, um, more than 1.5 cups. So I'm going to check on my sweet potatoes because I put them in the oven. Now, of course, I guess you could microwave them if you want to, but I wrap the sweet potatoes in foil, put them in the oven at 425 degrees. They've been in there about an hour, which should be enough. But last time I checked on them, they still felt kind of firm. So I'm going to check to see what they feel like now. Um, yeah, they're softening a bit. I think I'm going to leave them in there for a little while longer. which means I'm going to go ahead and roll out the pie crust. No problem. So like I said, I had that pie crust chilling in the fridge. So that one should be ready. And we'll just get a little bit of flour. Put it on the counter. It's kind of flour your surface so it doesn't stick to your surface. I've read in one place it suggested putting it between two pieces of parchment or wax paper. I've never done that before, and I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it would work as well. But I don't know. Oh, of course, my cat wants to go out. Just a second. Let me let her out. Oh my gosh. She always picks the worst times. Uh, Well, hurry up if you're going to go out. My gosh. Cats can be so indecisive, you know? She wants to go outside. I open the door. She just stands there and looks. Like, make sure nobody's out there or whatever. I don't know. All right. The dough is chilled. Now, you obviously you can use a rolling pin, but last time I did it, I just used my hands and it seemed to work just fine. Like, because it always sticks to the rolling pins. You can flour or oil your rolling pin, and that's supposedly helps, but I don't know. It always seems to stick no matter what. But it's not sticking to my hands because I don't know. It's fine. I might end up using a rolling pin though. Might need a little more flour. Okay, there we go. Maybe I will use rolling pin. I don't. We'll see how. Yeah. See, it's sticking. It just seems to do better. I know I need to flour it more, but that's all right. I'm gonna get a little more flour. Hold on. Uh, okay. All right. That's better. But I remember last time I did a pie crust, I just used my hands and it turned out it was just fine. But I think it was also a different recipe for pie crust. I've used different kinds. The last one I used, I think, it had an egg in it, which pie crust, a lot of pie crusts don't. This one obviously didn't use eggs. I don't know if you can see very clearly in the video, but there are like little spots of butter. All right, I'm going to use this for a 9-inch pie plate. I think it's 9-inch. Let me see. Yeah, that looks right. 9 inches. Just kidding. 9 inches is kind of big as far as that goes, if you got that joke. Anyway. All right. So you can roll it out to about, I don't know, about eighth of an inch. And also it depends on, because you can use this for a 8-inch pie plate or a 9-inch. Mine is 9-inch. So I'm just going to see, kind of measure. Looks like it's going to fit pretty well. Maybe it's just a little wider on a couple of these spots. Might have needed to use more flour. By the way, if you're watching this for the first time, or if you don't normally watch live baking videos, sometimes, things don't go exactly the way you thought they would. But most cooking shows have edited videos, and they kind of perfect it. They have several takes, and mine is live, and you can see sometimes. What was that stupid 80s song? Oh, it was about 10 inches. Oh, there's Rouser. Hello, Rouser. So, I haven't gotten into the sweet potato recipe yet, Rouser. So you came in just in time. I just finished making the crust, and I'm gonna try to get it off the counter here and put it in the pie plate. This is one way to do it. Roll it up, kind of roll it on the rolling pin, and then put it on top of the pie plate, and then unroll it. That worked pretty well for the most part. A couple of pieces stuck to the rolling pin. All right. Kind of shift this around. And pieces fell off over here. So the good thing is you can just take the dough and kind of piece it together. Just make sure it goes over the edge of the pie plate when it's in there. If it has holes or cracks, you can just fill them in. Take pieces of the pie crust and put them where you need them. Because it's really hard when you roll it out, it's hard to make a perfect circle. So some pieces are gonna overlap, like this piece hanging down like that. I'm just gonna pinch that off and put it somewhere where it has less crust, and make a Franken crust. Frankencrust, whatever. Frankenstein. Um, so you can either, for this pie, I'm just going to fold under the edges and then like crimp them just to make kind of a decorative edge. We'll see if it works. Fold it under all the way around. And once you do that, then you can kind of use your fingers and just make kind of a scalloped edge. Isn't that what it's called? Scalloped edge? Am I using the right word there? A wavy edge, you know? Scalloped. Is that what it's called? It's not the same as scalloped potatoes. They're not wavy, are they? I don't know. Maybe I'm not thinking of the right word. All right. Who cares? All right. Looks like I should be doing this in front of this camera so you can kind of see. Just kind of taking my fingers and making a wavy little edge. Oh man, that piece. Well, okay, it's not going to look perfect. Well, that looks like a mess right there. Who cares? It's fine. It's fine. Ugh, man, now it's getting all sticky. I need some more flour on my. All right. Sticking to my fingers. Well, just make sure there aren't any holes. Oh, see, it's a lot thicker over here than on the other side. Oh well. All right. I tend to try to be a perfectionist, and then it just goes on forever. I'm not going to make it perfect. All right. You can see in the bottom video how I kind of galloped. I don't know what I'm still using that word. Still, I made this like wavy edge. You can see it around there. Most of it looks okay. Now that I'm done with the crust, I'm going to put that aside. I'll just, um, actually, I think I'll put it back in the fridge just for a little while I make the filling. Oh, okay. I'm going to wash my hands a bit. Okay. Now I'm going to check on the sweet potatoes in the oven. Oh, yeah, I think they're good. Oh, I need another pot holder. Oh, okay. All right. So I baked the sweet potatoes at 425 degrees. Now I'm going to turn the oven down to 350 because that's what we wanted at for our pie. And this is about 2 pounds of sweet potato. This bigger one, it's fairly soft. I think it'll work. Oh, yeah, skin started coming off. So you don't need to skin your potatoes. You can wrap them in foil, put them in the oven. It depends on the size of the sweet potato, but I put these in for about an hour. It was a little over an hour. But once you take them out, you can just take a spoon and scrape off the skin from the potato. You might need to let them cool a bit first. So I'm going to kind of scoot those over for a minute. And I'm going to get my bowl. I'm just going to use the same bowl that I mixed the crust up in, because if you think about it, why? I mean, it's fine. There's like maybe little pieces of crust in there, but it's going to bake in the crust. So what's the harm in mixing up the filling in the same bowl that you mixed up the crust in? Why get another bowl and have to clean it, wash it? I hate washing dishes. All right. Enough of that rant. Okay. So we've got 2 pounds of sweet potatoes and 2 eggs. I'm still letting the sweet potatoes cool a little bit. I'll go ahead and put the eggs in. Two eggs. All right. Oh, I'm gonna get a spoon. Oh yeah, see? You just pull off the skin really easily. But I'm just gonna pick it up with my uh whatever this is, oven mitt, and kind of roll it around and basically just scrape off the skin. Comes off really easily after it's baked. And let's see, what was it? 2 pounds or a cup and a half? I just kind of I want to measure it out and just see how much this makes. I think it looks like more than a cup and a half. So I don't know. I'm going to do the cup and a half and then see how much how much more sweet potato I have. I don't want it to overflow in the pie pan. Rouser, um can you give me any suggestions about the sweet potato? Like if you do you go with more of the 2 pound or the cup? So Rouser in the chat sent me this recipe And actually, I may have to get a different bowl and mash these up. That would probably be smart, wouldn't it? Uh, she says the 2 pounds. Okay. Okay, we'll go with that. So did any of you take a guess at what the inside of this card says? I'm not Santa. What's the rest of it? What's it say on the inside? I bet you can guess. Oh, Nikki's getting hungry. I was hoping these sweet potatoes would be done a little earlier so I could let them cool. But it took longer than I thought. They were in there over an hour. It shouldn't take that long, but maybe just because the how big each potato was. Jill Breton says sweet potato is odd for a dog, but knew a horse that liked bananas, so I should shut up. Actually, there are the company Infinia makes a grain-free dog food that has sweet potato in it. So I'm guessing that dogs do like sweet potatoes. Infinia is made by um, not Ralston Purina, but the other Purina company, um, Purina Mills. Just in case you didn't know that. So there's some useless, maybe useless information for you. Obviously, this is taking a little longer than I thought it would, but that's all right. If you really don't want to sit here and watch it, I guess you can leave. But I appreciate those of you who are staying in here and watching this process. All right, there's another potato. One more. Not going to take much longer once I get these skins off and get the potatoes mashed. Um, let's see. Just use your knife to add separation in the crust. Smash a heart. Yes, smash a heart. Thank you. Um, let's see. Anybody else saying anything that I should? I had a piece of pizza at the birthday party. Oh, well, that's nice. All right. Okay. All right. There we go. Now we can get rid of this. Oh, I'm gonna have to clean my apron now. Um, hmm. wonder if I can set this on something. Oops. Hey, how's that? I don't want it to fall into the bowl. All right. That looks good. There we go. Oh, yeah. I don't know why I'm doing that. It's the sweet potatoes that I'm working with. All right. I need a masher. We're going to mash the sweet potatoes up. All right. Yeah, they got soft enough, I guess, because I'm able to mash them. So we have, back to the recipe. We have 2 pounds of sweet potatoes, baked and skinned, and obviously mashed. Okay. And oh, I'm going to get another spatula. All right. So 2 pounds of sweet potatoes in with 2 eggs. Oh, actually, I think I should put the cream in there. So there's a half a cup of condensed milk, but I don't have condensed milk, so I'm using heavy cream, which is pretty much the consistency, the thickness of condensed milk. So we're going to do half a cup of that. And I want to go ahead and put that in to kind of make it a little cooler because the sweet potatoes are hot and I don't want to uh, scramble the eggs. So that'll work. And a teaspoon of lemon juice. I'll go ahead and put that in there too, since it's cold. Don't need those anymore. And half a cup or 1 stick of butter. And I'm assuming it's softened butter. It didn't say melted, and I assume it would if we wanted it melted, but probably want it at least softened. Um, Blind baking the crust without weights. I'm No, I'm just gonna put it in there. I I do that with cheesecakes. I bake the crust ahead of time for like 10 minutes, but I don't think I've ever done it with crust. Whenever I made pecan pie or uh, apple pie, I don't pre-bake the crust. I guess I don't know. My mom makes pie quite a bit, and she doesn't pre-bake her crusts. they seem to turn out fine. So I'm just going to go with no on the pre-baking the crust for this time. Obviously, if you want to do that, go ahead. I don't know. I don't know if it'll. I mean, you would have to if you do pre-bake the crust. I would probably recommend using a crust protector around the edge or a foil around the edge, at least part way through baking, because your crust might get a little too brown by the time it's done. All right, so we got 2 pounds sweet potato, 2 eggs, a third of a cup of granulated sugar. No, it's not granulated sugar. That's okay. Oh yeah, a third of a cup of brown sugar and a third of a cup of granulated sugar. And half a teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm just going to guess. Looks like half a teaspoon. A teaspoon of vanilla. And I think I've got a teaspoon here. I'll just use that again. There we go. 1 teaspoon vanilla. 1 teaspoon lemon juice. Already got that in there. The condensed milk, butter, brown sugar, granulated sugar, eggs. All right. That looks like all. I think I got all the ingredients in there. Just stir it all up. How does that look? I've made a bunch of desserts and I've made a bunch of things from sweet potatoes. I made a sweet potato cheesecake. I've made sweet potato fries. Um, of course, just baked sweet potato with brown sugar, butter, and marshmallows. We always had that at our house at like Thanksgiving and Christmas. And roasted sweet potatoes. I made a sweet potato hash not too long ago. But oddly enough, I've never made a sweet potato pie. So thank you, Rouser, for sending me the recipe. I hope it turns out good. All right, got all that. We're going to pour into the pie crust. All right, see if I can do this with one hand. It's a heavy bowl. Oh, yeah, this is okay. This is good. I thought it might be too much for this pie crust, but looks like it's going to be the perfect amount. To get it all draped in there. All right. Yeah, once you spread it all around, basically it fills up the pie crust. Wonderful. All right. Now, the recipe says, prior to baking, we're going to top it 3/4 full at the max. Well, I didn't see that till after I poured it in. Hopefully it'll be okay. Before you bake it, we're going to combine, well, it says 1/4 cup sugar/cinnamon blend. Now, it doesn't say how much cinnamon. I would think it's not going to be equal amounts of cinnamon and sugar because that's a lot of cinnamon. So I'm going to do 1/4 cup of sugar, almost 1/4 cup. Rouser, maybe you can tell me how much cinnamon you usually put in there. I'm thinking more like maybe half a teaspoon. But so, Rouser, what do you think? When you top the sweet potato pie with the 1/4 cup sugar, 1 teaspoon. Okay. Because it's already got some cinnamon in the pie. So, okay, that looks like about a teaspoon. It's my cat. Oh, see, now my cat wants back inside. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm just gonna kind of swirl it around in the bowl. Kind of use my hands, just kind of mix up the sugar and cinnamon. And now we'll just sprinkle it over the top. By the way, if you're not subscribed to me, I would appreciate if you would. That would be awesome. If you have the means, a paid subscription would be awesome. I don't make a lot of money. I'm trying to use Substack as eventually I'd like to use it as my main source of income, but I'm a freelance writer, so I do I do gigs, freelance writing gigs outside of Substack, but Substack takes a lot of time, and doing these videos and buying ingredients and taking the time to edit the posts and stuff afterwards. It's time that I could be using at a full-time job. But I really love doing this, and I would really like for this to be my main job. So it would be awesome. And I know it's close to Christmas and a lot of people don't want to spend a bunch of money. But if you feel like making you could look at it as a sponsorship or a donation to me to support what I do. I would really appreciate a paid subscription. Anyway, oh, Jim, what are you doing here? I haven't talked to you in forever. Jim Mercurio, hello. So you're coming in at the end. Oh, my head's a little off, isn't it? You're coming in here at the end, but I'm making a sweet potato pie, which I've never done before. Jim Mercurio is one of he hosted a writer's retreat that was at in August. Was it August? I think it was. I drove out to Maine. I've never been to Maine before. That was an awesome trip. Awesome time with those people. Robin Wilding, Ben Ulansey, they were out there. We had a lot of fun. All right. So anyway, I topped the sweet potato pie with the sugar and cinnamon. And it says to let it sit for 15 minutes before baking. We're not going to sit here for 15 minutes and wait for that and put it in the oven, because then it's going to bake for about 40 minutes at 350 degrees. So if you're following along, there you go. 350 degrees, 40 minutes. And I'm going to end this before I put it in the oven. I'll let it sit here for 15 minutes and put it in. I'll probably just post a picture of it after it comes out. Let you know how it goes. I'm going to wait to post this video, and I'll have the picture of it along with the post with the video and the recipe. Well, if that's okay, I'll ask. Well, I mean, I said it on. I said what the recipe is on video, so I'm assuming Rouser. Is it okay to post the recipe? I'll wait and see what she says. I can talk to her later about it, though. I'm not going to do it right away anyway. Okay. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this, and make a sweet potato pie for yourself if you want. So yeah, here's the sweet potato from above. There you go. It looks really good. Pre-bake. And I'm gonna exit out of that camera. Okay, there we go. So it's nice with coffee. Wow, that's cool. I like coffee. All right. So there we are. Sweet potato pie. I hope it turns out well. I think it looks good. I just hope it doesn't overflow. I hope I didn't fill it too much. We'll see. So I hope you'll join me for any day for the rest of the month, because I'm going live every day of December, in case you didn't miss that. Tomorrow I don't have anybody on with me, so I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to come on live anyway, because that's what I said I was going to do. Go live every day, whether somebody's with me or not. Next week, Monday through Friday, I've got a different guest every day of the week. So tune in to see who's with me. You can go to my profile page, and I'm scheduling all of them ahead of time. I'll have someone that's never gone on live video before, Ginger Cook. If you know who she is, she's going to be joining me. I think she's coming in on Wednesday, maybe. Oh shoot, Wednesday or Thursday. I've got it all set up. I don't know. And I'm going to be on Escapist Delights with Ben Ulansey and Walter Rain later Thursday. K.R. Byers is joining me, the poet Miranda. Anyway, I've got it all in my calendar, so hopefully I know what I'm doing. All right. Thanks a lot for coming in. I will talk to you later. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.